Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to walk you through a new folder I put up last week, and to walk you through the thesis statement homework. So let me bring you over here to course content. You probably saw this last week, okay? And so there's some links in here that I use a lot. The when I referred to the list of transitions, that's here. So you'll click on that, and a full list will come up for you that I think you'll find helpful. But I wanted to bring up the Three Africas model essay because this is relevant to your introduction and thesis statement homework. There we go. All right, let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Okay. So I'm not gonna, read through this, but I do want to show you some really important parts of what a standard, 5-page essay would look like. Your first essay will probably be a little more than that, and of course your final essay will be more as well, but just to have an example, this is helpful. So I do want to read the introduction. So this is called The Three Africas. When many people hear the word Africa, they picture steaming jungles and gorillas. Hollywood films have limited the public image of this immense, varied continent into a small part of its actual diversity. To have a better idea of the whole continent, however, one should remember that there are approximately three Africas, each with its distinct climate and land and with a style of life for the environment. The continent can be divided into the northwest areas, the southeastern grasslands, and the tropical jungles to the southwest. So, as we discussed, your very first sentence right here, that would be your hook. It's a good hook too, because we can all relate to that. That might be your first image when you do think of Africa. In the middle, you have some background information. And then lastly, you have your thesis statement. So, what I want to point out about the thesis statement is they've taken these points: northern desert, southeastern grasslands, and tropical jungles. They've taken those points and dedicated those to all three of their body paragraphs. So when I say that your thesis statement represents your entire essay, that's what I mean. You're going to take these points and later discuss them in detail. So that's why a thesis statement can be tricky, because I personally think it's the hardest sentence to make in a essay. It always slows me down a little bit, but it's one sentence that somehow has to encompass your entire essay. So, so please refer to this, in the future as a good example of a standard essay. So I've highlighted a few parts. I should have highlighted the hook for you guys as well. Maybe I'll go back and do that. Okay. All right. So now let's go into your actual thesis statement homework. So I'm going to pull up this document first, okay, and just kind of walk you through what I think is a good example of what to do. So usually when I break it down for students like this, it helps to simplify it. So we're going to look at this example here, and it says, for each of the following thesis statements, identify the topic, the opinion or arguable assertion, and if applicable, the supporting evidence or reasons. Okay, so our example here is: cell phone use while driving should be banned, for it creates an unsafe environment not only for drivers using cell phones, but also for other people in nearby vehicles. So when you break this down into topic, opinion, and reasons, you have cell phone use while driving. That is what we're discussing. Should be banned. You're taking the position that you think this should be prohibited. You're against it. Why? Over here. For it creates an unsafe environment, not only for drivers using them, but also for other people in nearby vehicles. So this is your statement, and we now know your entire essay is going to be dedicated to defending your position that cell phones should be banned while driving. Okay? All right, so let's just do another one together, just so you have an idea. All right, so let's say you're writing an essay and your topic is, do violent games affect children? Okay, so the topic is violent video games. So we can start by saying violent, oops, already spelling things incorrectly. Violent video games. Okay. That is without a doubt our topic. Your opinion. I'm gonna go with no. Violent video games do not affect children. There's no right or wrong answer if you guys want to take the opposite stance. I meant to say not. Do not affect children's behavior. Okay. Now I need to explain why. So I'm going to say violent video games do not affect children's behavior as behavior comes from the home and supported in classrooms. Now, you might have the temptation to go on and on and on, but you have to remember a thesis statement is only one sentence. So if you do have the temptation to keep going, make sure you stop. You don't want a huge run-on sentence for your thesis statement. Okay? So let's just go back and read this. Violent video games do not affect children's behavior as behavior comes from the home and, I should have put this, everybody, and is supported in classrooms. Okay, so you would know that my potential essay is going to discuss how behavior is developed in the home. We're establishing like what's right and wrong in the home, and then ideally when you go to school, this same attitude is supported, and that we do teach children right from wrong, and it's not necessarily coming from video games. And of course, you can always take the opposite stance as well. Okay. All right. So I hope this little breakdown makes it more obvious and clear as to how you can structure a thesis statement. Okay. I do want to talk about what not to do. One thing you don't want to do is form a question for your thesis statement. That's something that we discussed as a hook. That's much better as a hook, not your thesis statement. There's always the temptation to say, in my opinion. Don't do that because it weakens it. Just state your fact. Like in here, I could say, in my opinion, violent video games. No, just take that away and start with your topic. Okay? Don't be vague. You could say violent video games are bad, but there's no reasons here. So be sure to include, some concrete information in that thesis statement. Okay? And lastly, this is the one I dislike the most. Please, please, please don't say in this essay, I will discuss violent video games and why they're bad or something like that, So try to avoid doing that. That's my big do not do list. Okay. So I'm going to attach this document for you guys so you can refer back to it. But I'm having you practice some thesis statements that you'll see over here in course contents. Okay. So you have 3 essay topics. You're going to take these topics and do the same thing. Include the topic, pick your stance or your position about how you feel about it, and give me some reasons. Okay. So 1 and 3 are very similar. Number 2, you're going to have to use a little bit of a different approach. But still, same thing. You want to your topic, your position, and some reasons why. Okay. And then lastly, you guys are going to take everything we've done in the week 3 and this week and create a full introduction. So I don't want to make you rethink everything and redo your hooks. So we're going back to the topic from week 3, which is what are the benefits of owning a pet? So with the hooks you created, go ahead, take one, pick your favorite, make that your hook, give me some background information, and then finally create a thesis about this particular topic. So in total, you should have about a minimum of 5 sentences for full credit. Okay? Okay, I hope these videos are helping you guys get through some of the instructions and the assignments. So if not, as always, feel free to email me, okay? All right, take care, everybody.